The President of the Democratic Republic of Congo, Felix Tshisekedi, is being sworn in for a second term today. The inauguration ceremony at the Martyrs Sports Stadium in the capital, Kinshasa, follows Tshisekedi's win in the December 20th election. The election results were contested by opposition parties, which alleged that irregularities had marred the polls. However, a constitutional court in the country upheld the election results. The DRC's Electoral Commission has insisted that the polls were free and fair. Let's get more details now from Chris Ochamringa. He's covering the inauguration ceremony live in Kinshasa from where he joins us. Chris, what's the latest from there?
Well, the President-elect Felix Tshisekedi arrived at the Stade de Martyrs a few minutes ago, and there are thousands of people. This is a stadium that seats 80,000 people. It's filled to capacity, and there are very many other people outside the stadium. We've been told that there are a number of dignitaries who have already arrived. The government had invited 18 heads of state from across the country, the continent, and other countries in the West. And we have been told that there are 15 of them who are here. And so there's a lot of excitement. Many of the people who are gathered at this stadium are supporters of President Tshisekedi, people who voted for him. They regard this as a historic occasion for the country. The DRC has only had one peaceful transfer of power since it got independence from Belgium in 1960. That was in 2018, from the former president Joseph Kabila to President Tshisekedi. And so they're very excited that this is happening again. Although there are members of the opposition who are very disappointed with how things turned out after the elections, they have rejected the outcome and called on people to take to the streets. Penina?
Right. What are the Congolese expecting President Tshisekedi to do differently in this second and final term in office?
So there are a number of issues that the Congolese people want the president to do. One of them is to deal with the issue of unemployment and the widespread poverty in this country. You know, this is a country that's endowed with a lot of natural resources. It has minerals, it has a lot of timber and many other resources, but the country hasn't been able to exploit its potential, to benefit the ordinary people. So there's a lot of poverty. The World Bank says this is one of the poorest countries in the continent, in the world, despite all the wealth that it has. So the DRC president is expected by many people to be able to use the mineral wealth of this country to benefit the people, to lift them out of poverty. The other critical issue is the insecurity in the East. A lot of the programs that the DRC government had in plan to improve the healthcare, education, and the social services of the people, has really been affected by the war in the East. A lot of the funds that the government had allocated for these social programs has been diverted to buy weapons and pay security officers to fight in that battle. And so they are hoping that he will be able to deal decisively with the conflict, and so that the people can start living in peace and develop their country. The DRC government has asked troops from the Southern African Development Community, these are troops from South Africa, Tanzania and Malawi, to help their army to fight the M23 rebels and the other armed groups that are in that part of the country. Penina?